In The Matrix, a key scene was when Neo is connected to his body that's actually laying in a pot of red goo in the power plant. And starting on the scene, there are basically two considerations on top of the usual. One was that everything that the humans constructed anything from was made from spare parts, from debris left over from their wars with the machines. They had no factories. They had no way to manufacture anything from scratch. So it all had to have this kind of clunky, obsolete quality to it. And so in building the phone dialing, there's a lot of like, early touch tone phones integrated with rotary dials. There's lots of old technology sounds in there to make sure that it had that feel. It couldn't sound modern or sophisticated or efficient in any way, but it worked. The humans, through their ingeniousness, figured out how to do it. The other consideration was the directors, the Wachowskis, had said in this scene in particular that the music was very important, as was the sound design, but they had to work together. They basically said, we want all the conflicts worked out before we get to the mixing stage, which of course every director and every movie wants every scene, but in this case it was critical. So Don Davis, the brilliant composer who did The Matrix and all of these movies, no relation, Don and I would talk as he was starting working through this scene. He'd call me up and he'd play me on the samplers. This is the theme for this, it's a theme for that. It's a high flute. This is a sort of bowed, stringy sound in here I'm working with. And I said, well, here's what I've got. I've got this high ticky, 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 and then there's this book, book, book cycling thing. So I need room for that. He'd go, well, okay, maybe I'll have to transpose those low winds down or something. So we had a few phone calls as he was sketching through the scene, and I was sketching through it and starting to build it. And we kept collaborating on the scene. And the trickiest part was the end, where my Nebuchadnezzar sounds, the rotors and the metal resonance and all that stuff, was basically, and of course Don's theme for the rescue, Neo's point of view of, oh my God, what is this? I'm in the sewer, I'm naked, I'm being hoisted into this thing, this machine. Don's sound was done with double basses and cellos. It's basically that thing. So we knew we had a challenge there, but we said we can't really change those sounds. We can't change the orchestration in there. So we'll have to work it out. And John, Greg, and Dave, our mixers, had to sort of do a whole dance through there to keep the power of the low themes and the music, but also that sense of awe that we had to have from that ship. So, but Don and I had fun, and we were very happy with it. Everybody was happy in the end. So here is just the effect stem of that scene going to the real world. So that's the half of the spectrum that I use for the sound effects in that scene without the music.